like thinking, does he already have someone else? But I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel like shit. It really does. It makes me feel horrible about myself. And I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't, but it does.
Welcome back, family. The modern woman just cannot cease to amaze me, and today we are reviewing this woman who willingly divorces her husband but do not want him to move on with his life. Now, I want you to pay attention on how she will paint herself as the victim in this next clip, which I will completely debunk later on by showing who she really is in other clips. Let's jump in.
I felt compelled to respond to make a video in response to what someone commented on another video about my children's father, H, wanting, like, pressuring to file for divorce because he possibly has someone else. And it's something that I wish this person hadn't commented, because I have been thinking about that, and it makes me feel even worse than what I already do, because it's something that I've definitely also thought about, and his actions have made me think that this is a possibility. And it's just not good for my self-esteem. When I knew he was coming after 3 months of not seeing him and him not seeing his kids, I even offered for him to stay here. I thought it would be a better transition for the kids to see him, and then we would talk to our daughter, our oldest daughter, 7 months, 7 years. Oh, 7 years old, almost 7 years old. And he didn't want that. He said he wanted his space, and he is a person that wants his space. When he's next to me and he's on his phone, he kind of goes like this, the pressuring. And then he already talked about, when we were talking about how we were going to be before we talked to our daughter, and how we wanted, I said, I want this to be okay. We weren't meant for each other, but that doesn't mean we have to be enemies. And it's good for them to see that we can even be friends, right? And have, like, moments that it's the four of us. So yeah, the different behaviors have gotten me, like, thinking, does he already have someone else? And it does make me feel like shit even more. It really does, because I feel like I'm that easily replaceable. For 12 years that I've been with him, I feel like I've begged for his love, and it's like, the harder, the more the people play hard to get, the more you want that person. I feel like that's what's happening, even though I know that he is not the person for me. It's an ego thing. I know that. I know it's an ego thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel like shit. It really does. It makes me feel horrible about myself. And I wish it didn't. But it does. And so then I feel like maybe it's time to just, like, rip the Band-Aid off and, like, start dating myself, or, seeing what's out there. And I know a lot of people say, no, you're not ready, and you gotta learn to love yourself before you can love someone else, and you gotta be by yourself. But I feel like I have been for the last 12 years, actually. I feel like I have been by myself in a certain way. I've been with someone, but he's been doing his own thing this whole time, and I'll get into that in another post. But yeah, part of me just wants to just, like, let's go, let's move on, let's do this, because I do not like feeling like shit, and like I'm not worthy of people's love. Yeah.
This is how women destroy their own life with unnecessary baggage just to satisfy their ego. She want to start dating just because her soon-to-be ex-husband has moved on. Now, do not fall for all these fake crocodile tears, because she is the one that is filing for divorce. She is actually the one that is destroying her own family because of her jealousy and envy toward her husband's success. Let me show you what I mean by that in this next clip.
Resentment. It's something that I definitely felt towards H that I feel towards H sometimes, because it's just different for men and women. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Like, anyone can argue that, oh, no, it's not. Like, women have it 10 times harder. We are the caretakers. We have the invisible load. We take care of the kids and work, or some people just take care of the kids. But like, we have an amount of work and responsibility and mental like load. Yeah, when it comes to the kids, that's just not, it's not the same. I mean, biologically, we nurse, or some, not all. So while H was able to really dedicate himself more to his career, I've had to split myself, and it has been extremely difficult. We both work in video production, and since I've known him, H has always traveled for work, and I completely get that and whatnot. But once we had, our daughter, it continued, which is fine. It was just more of a feeling like it's not the same for me. Like, I can't just up and leave, for weeks at a time, sometimes almost a month. And like, I couldn't do that, I would, or I could, I know I could if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. And so, of course, it was like, he is, moving up in his career, and I am staying stagnant, and that is frustrating. And then finally, when my daughter turned 2 and I came back to the United States after, living in Mexico for such a long time, and offered a bigger position in a production company, and I took it. It was the first time that I was away from her, and working a full-time job, and I loved it. I really enjoyed that, and I realized that I can't be just a stay-at-home mom, and it's important for me to work, and that gives me joy as well. But when it came to like being able to travel for work, I was never available for that. Because I didn't want to leave my daughter. My daughter's also autistic, so I try to limit these drastic changes in her life as much as possible, and I've been the one constant factor, so I can't just like up and go for a couple weeks or a couple of days even. And I know that's been my choice and whatnot, but yeah, there is resentment there when he can and he does and I don't. And again, I know that that's my choice. Now, it's very difficult. It's very difficult, to be able to work. Even now, I have my own company, and I've decided to have my own company to give me the flexibility of being the mother that I want to be, but also having the career that I want to have. And it's not like I don't, I don't. H right now is in Miami, then he's going to go to Mexico, and then, he goes to Jamaica, and he goes all over the place. And I don't. Because I don't want to disrupt my kid's life. I'm still nursing my son, so yeah, there's resentment.
This is what feminism has done to modern women. Her all body and soul is literally letting her know what she should do because it's what she really wants. But her indoctrination of pursuing her career is always interfering and pushing her to completely destroying her family. As a stay-at-home mom, she is the primary beneficiary of all the hard work her husband is putting in. But she can't even see it because of all the indoctrination about pursuing her career to compete with her own husband. And she even admitted that her husband didn't do anything wrong and that he is a good man. Check it out.
I want to clarify something, because I think that I might be coming off as a victim here, and I'm not. I'm a victim of myself. I'm not a victim of H. I'm a victim of myself. He is not a bad person. He's not the right person for me. I'm not the right person for him, unfortunately. That hurts. But he's not a bad person. And this divorce is amicable. At least up until this point, we're on the same page about doing things this way for our kids, for ourselves. I'm not on a place like I can't see him. I can't see him with another person right now, but I can see him.
This woman is so narcissist to the point that she cannot stop saying in all her posts that she doesn't want to see her husband with another person, even though she doesn't want to be with him anymore. Let me just show you how narcissist she really is in this final clip.
My mind is my worst enemy. Sometimes I am my own worst enemy. For instance, like, this is going to be difficult to say because it's makes me sound like a crazy person, and I realize that, but it's the truth. And I said that I would be raw and unfiltered, right? Even though I don't want to be with him anymore, there is a part of me that wants him to still want to be with me. And when I kind of think about like what gets me upset, or why am I so sad about certain things, of him wanting to also go through with the divorce, if I don't want to be with him, and it's this craziness, or I don't know, maybe it's like just human. Here it is. My problem is not that I don't value myself, or I don't have self-love. I think if I didn't, I would continue to be in this relationship. And I feel like this found awareness of myself and the self-love has brought me to this point of wanting to get the divorce and move on and find someone, or many someones, that fulfill me, more. But what hurts me is that I feel he doesn't value me the way I value me. And that's what really hurts.
I'm just glad that this good man will be finally free and leave this unstable woman. These are the type of women that will be crying about how they cannot find a good man later on in life when they realize that their career is really not that fulfilling. She has everything right now, and she can even work on her career part-time while waiting for her kids to grow up so that she can then focus more on her career as time goes on. But she chooses to destroy her own family because she cannot get over her jealousy. Fellas, let me know in the comment section if you would like a part 2 on this woman, because there is just too many clips that I left out that I think would be great to analyze. That's it for today's video. But before we go, like I always say in this channel, fellas, keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you liked the video. Peace.